unpopular opinion, Jackie, Robyn can't admit to anything against Christine right now. Listen to what she is saying. Cody is sabotaging her marriage. If she takes blame for anything, Cody will explode. Jackie, yeah, maybe, yeah.
Despite all the soulmate talk, Cody and Robyn seem to have a toxic relationship. They both need help. I definitely think
they both need help.
It's not in the best situation right now.
No, I definitely think that it could be better, which is sad.
Hey friends, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It's Wednesday, December 13th, 2023. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. This week on Sunday, it's the last episode of Sister Wives and season 18, and I'm ready for a break. Are you? Are you ready to talk about something else? We will talk about more content soon. But Mykelti is back with Tony. Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. Yeah. Shady Mykelti and Tony are back. Actually, Mykelti is becoming less shady. She is just, I can't decide what side of the fence she's on, but she seems to be still in the middle. But this week on her Patreon, which she actually gave me a shout out, hi Mykelti, and anyways, she doesn't particularly like podcasters talking about her Patreon, but what can you do when you have a show that's this popular and everyone wants to know what everyone's point of view is?
Yeah, we appreciate all of you guys, even the podcasters and Katie.
Go for it, Katie.
Oh man! But anyways,
second cameo.
We'll keep trying to do our best to answer everything. There is a lot though.
Anyways, she talked quite a bit about the joining of the families that created quite a bit of friction. She revealed that her dad and Robyn's marriage is not great at the moment, even though they were last night spotted out in Phoenix at a mall shopping, and they were getting one of my followers sent me a message. They said I saw them there. They were buying Legos, and then Cody was over at a jewelry shop looking at jewelry without Robyn, and incidentally, yesterday was also their wedding anniversary. So it was their 8th wedding anniversary of their real legal marriage, which they claim they don't celebrate. Cody and Robyn are always at the mall, which further proves to me that Robyn is a shopping addict. Anyways, doesn't she know anything about Amazon? I mean, I'm telling you. Apparently, Robyn Shady McCoy Brown is sad about the marriage demise, and something that happened in this specific Patreon was people wanting to know if Mykelti was the snitch. So was Mykelti the one that was telling Robyn that people in the family didn't like her? And is this the person that Robyn was saying is the person that said, I was hearing that people hated me and my kids? And then Suki's all, you heard what? And she's all, a person. And so instantly fans were like, was that Mykelti? Is that the person?
What had happened was I was being told that the kids hated me.
In the text thread?
No, before that. That I was being told that the kids hate me and my kids.
Who was telling you that?
A person.
When she said that, I thought, A, she's either lying, or B, it's Cody. It's Robyn Brown. She lies a lot. Mykelti qualified and justified Robyn's lying as Robyn trying to protect people, which is everything that I've figured out over the years, is that Robyn lies to protect herself and to protect Cody. Let's dive into the topic. Before we do, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed, and click on the bell so you never miss a video. Outside of explaining away or justifying or trying to make sense of Robyn's continued lies, she explained that the family had a ton of issues when it came to the blending of the family very early on. And like I'd said a couple days ago, that the issue really came down to that the family came together with Robyn's family the same time they went public with filming. And then there was also the investigation with Utah, which they didn't have to leave, but they fled because Cody was scared he was going to be arrested, because Cody is frankly a criminal, in my opinion. As many fans have suspected for years and have thought that the families didn't seem to be cohesive or really even know each other that well, it's true. Because according to Mykelti, when Robyn joined the family, not only was there this complete upheaval in the lives of the kids and the wives, and they started the show and they were told to sit down and shut up, the bulk of the time they actually got to know Robyn and the kids was on camera. Outside of filming, it sounds like they didn't really have much time getting to know their family. So imagine you're like in Truman Show and your whole life is being filmed and you're a child and you're told you have to accept this and you can't say anything negative and you have to be on television pretending like you love your brothers and sisters when you're not really sure because you've never really met them, you barely know them, and you're filming a TV show with them. It's almost like this relationship was made in television heaven.
A lot of the courtship and the relationship that us kids had with Robyn's kids was on the camera, because a lot of things were, we were filming a show and we were filming the joining of the families, and that was a big deal. So there were a lot of times where the kids weren't always allowed to express everything because the cameras were on. And then when the cameras were turned off, we were allowed to express a lot more, but it was still kind of like a Robyn is joining the family deal kind of thing. At the very beginning, I do not think that all of my siblings, nor myself, actually that's a file, I definitely did. I do not think that all of my siblings necessarily accepted all of Robyn's kids right away. It definitely took some time. One of the things that I grew up with personally was my siblings and I mean, we all fought, siblings fight, but we were very like, we were a little bit more aggressive. I think that, you know, we didn't go throw punches around each other, but we wrestled. I mean, we wrestled with each other and stuff. Robyn raised her kids previously to joining our family a little bit more like ladies and gentlemen kind of thing.
Mykelti's hysterical because she says it's not like we were throwing punches or anything. How many episodes did you see where you actually saw Garrison and Gabriel throwing punches and giving each other like bloody noses? It happened for sure more than one time. Peyton also was very physical and would like scream in the faces of the kids. And Mykelti explained that that was the boys' way of welcoming them into the family. Like, I don't know if she meant hazing. Tony disagreed and said it was more like bullying, but according to Mykelti, Robyn's kids were not raised that way. I don't know if that's true or not. I know that on the show, the kids were they would tell on the kids anytime something would happen. They were really hard on Aurora and Brianna. They had a hard time accepting Dayton. But equally, the Brown children had their entire lives thrown in chaos. So Robyn can say that this screwed up my kids, but at the end of the day, Robyn did not have to join a polygamous family. Robyn made that choice. I have a hard time feeling bad for Robyn because Robyn was in a monogamous marriage before this. Robyn had a dad that loved his kids. Robyn's kids were not wealthy, but they also weren't being abused. Obviously, if they were raised to be prim and proper, as Mykelti said, which totally contradicts everything else. And just used as a tactic by Robyn to make her look like the kids were damsels in distress. But I have no doubt that the kids were fighting. And Mykelti even admits in the same Patreon that the issues should have been handled better by the adults because the kids were in many ways kind of like crying out and acting out because of the trauma that they were experiencing, their inability to have a voice, their inability to share how they were really feeling, having to play a part of being happy and perfect when the truth was they were anything but happy and perfect. And that's a lot to put on a child, especially kids that don't have fully developed brains. And the parents were, I couldn't help but take away from this when she was telling this and talking about this was that what a failure to the kids in this situation that moms are so sad all the time and so competitive with one another and constantly like trying to one up each other and play all these stupid games that the well-being and the health of the kids goes by the wayside on top of Cody's quest for fame being a precedent and a priority over everything else. The kids clearly suffered in this situation, and the other wives had been in polygamy for a long time. It would have been very hard for them to leave. It was a very different situation for them. When it comes to Robyn, it's hard for me to really feel sympathy because she chose to come into this family after 16 years because she wanted to be famous, in my opinion. So another topic that was brought up in the same Patreon was about whether or not Mykelti is the spy for Robyn. And was Mykelti telling Robyn that all the kids hated her? And is that why Robyn got so upset in the text thread?
Another thing we have to address that a lot of the comments went through is they want a very clear statement that we were not the ones that told Robyn that everyone hates them. Which we did not.
Why would anybody think that? No. I have
I don't
never
know.
told Robyn before.
But apparently
everybody
everyone
hates you. I have never told Robyn anything like that. I try to tell Robyn and her Robyn's kids, hey, you know, the family love you, the siblings love you, they just want to be able to talk with you. And I try to tell my other siblings the same thing, like, they love you, they just want you around, kind of communicate with each other, just, you know, yeah, no. Why do people think that? Anyway.
So either Robyn's lying and nobody's telling her that everyone hates her, or that's the conclusion she's coming to based upon her past behavior and the trauma she claims she has for disrupting and entering a family and not being accepted and expecting everyone to bend over and kiss her booty. Or Cody was the one that was telling her that and doing that to pit her against the other wives. Because Robyn is like settled in and as Cody's favorite wife, and because she's playing the game where she's doing everything that he wants and he's to his face, she's bending over backwards and she's giving him whatever he needs and she lets him have the final say. And I know fans on the show say that they see Robyn pulling the strings, and she very well could be pulling some of these strings. But ultimately, in a patriarchy like this, Cody will do whatever Cody wants. And I think it was Nancy, their therapist, said that she's never seen one time in the time that they had seen her that he didn't get his way. I mean, when they bought the house, on the show at least, Robyn acted like she didn't want to buy the house. She didn't think it would be good for the family in order to buy the house. And that could have been an act for the show, so it didn't look like she was being greedy and that she wasn't being, you know, a person that cared about the family. But Cody, on the show at least, bullied her into it and forced her to buy the house. I mean, he even went as far as to say that if she didn't agree to do this, he would divorce her and end their contract. So Robyn for sure is manipulated and been manipulative, and someone is telling her or she's lying. So she's either saying someone told her that, or she felt that way and she didn't have anyone to blame, or Cody told her that. I actually believe Mykelti here when she says that she wasn't contributing to that, and she wasn't trying to tell Robyn that people hated her. She said that she's tried to talk to Dayton about getting together with the kids or talking with the brothers, and he's not receptive to that. It honestly, to me, the bulk of what I got from her breakdown here. Now, I don't mean she cried, but just her breaking down what happened during this time. And I don't feel like she's trying to protect anyone here, because the things that she is saying doesn't help anyone. She's saying that Robyn joining the family, Cody marrying Robyn, the kids being told to shut up, their relationship playing out on TV, the TV component adding a layer of trauma, Cody being an idiot and moving his family to Vegas and pulling the kids in complete upheaval right after all these kids are joining. The bulk of their interactions as a family only are taking place on camera. They're not taking place off camera. The kids have no one to talk to. She says the parents aren't taking any time for the kids to talk about their emotions or their feelings. She says all the kids are told they have to stuff everything down and shove it down there. And she even talked about her own bullying and being bullied herself. So it's a toxic environment because on the one hand, I see Robyn's kids wanting to be accepted and they don't want to feel like they're not accepted. But on the other hand, Mykelti also admits that her dad basically abandoned all of the kids and spent most of his time over with Robyn because he felt like he had to be there for those kids because apparently he needed to be super dad to them, i.e. love bombing them. I feel like Robyn and Cody both have love bombed each other. And that's why I think they're both narcissistic, because I think they both have masks on for each other. Like Cody's playing a role for her, she's playing a role for him. And eventually both of those masks are going to slip and they're going to see the side of the other that's the real person. And Mykelti says that Robyn's crying all the time and she's really unhappy and she didn't want this. Cody and her marriage is in total disarray. And I feel like the only way Cody keeps Robyn happy at this point is by taking her shopping and buying her jewelry. If Mykelti's denying this, it's one of two things. Robyn's a liar or Cody told her this.
I was just being told this, and so when I was trying really hard to get us on a video call for the sake of the little kids, my little kids aren't remembering who their siblings are. They don't know their names. They don't remember whose name goes with what. And when I started getting kickback, I just went, why am I trying here?
I'm having a hard time believing that her kids don't remember their siblings' names or that they don't know who they are. Unless everything we've seen on this show is lies. And it could be. But they were all out a couple years ago at the fire pits. They had Truly and Isabel and Mykelti over for Christmas. So they know those three. Maybe they don't know Janelle's kids as well. Maybe they don't know Peyton. I'm sure they don't know Peyton because Peyton was a bully to those kids. So I'm sure they don't know Peyton very well. The only ones I can think that maybe they don't know are the older ones. Like maybe they don't know Maddie and Hunter and Logan and Leon. Maybe they're not connected to the oldest kids. I'm just trying to figure out how they don't know who their siblings are. So there's 4 kids maybe they don't know very well because Cody and Robyn aren't around or they don't have them around very much. And they don't go down to Flagstaff. Whose fault is it if your kids don't know who their siblings are? Is it the kids' fault or is it your fault? Are you not showing them photographs and reminding them who their siblings are? And why would Cody's kids from another woman that you don't like Janelle, want to hang out with your kids when they feel like they've been abandoned by their father? And you guys have created this huge fight with some of those kids like Gabriel and Garrison. And Cody and Garrison and Gabriel are always yelling at each other. And Mykelti denied that her dad hits anyone in the mouth. And Mykelti in the same episode said that he doesn't hit his wives. I don't believe that Cody doesn't hit his kids because Peyton has said his dad has hit him in the mouth. And Gwendolyn has said her dad has left bruises on her. So Mykelti is lying for her dad about the physical abuse. I don't believe she would ever admit it publicly if he was doing anything to the wives because that alone could get the show canceled. There are certain lies they have to tell to keep this grift going. And one of them is that dad and moms aren't abusing the kids. But honestly, after I watched this entire Patreon of Mykelti and Tony, all I kept thinking about, and I said this earlier in this video, was the real victims in all of this are the children, because none of them asked to be on reality television. None of them asked to be born into a polygamous cult. And certainly none of them asked for their father to abandon all of them and leave the family for other kids and then spend all of his time and energy love bombing the hell out of that group so that he could finally be the savior dad with the Barbie wife that he always wanted. Robyn's kids did not deserve to come into this situation. They didn't. Equally, Janelle and Christine's kids and Mary's child did not deserve to have their entire lives thrown into upheaval by him adding another wife. Equally, none of them deserved to be physically abused. Equally, none of the kids deserved to be bullied by each other. And they always say that children that bully typically are bullying because of the chaos that they're experiencing in their homes. And they're doing it in response to perhaps their own abuse, their own neglect, their own problems, because they don't have another way to express their feelings. Which again tells me, if the kids are bullying each other, who are they learning how to bully each other from? The only bully I know in this family is Cody. And if any of the kids became bullies as a result, and if bullying went unchecked and kids were getting hit and assaulted by one another, that's the fault of the parents. We saw on camera a couple times where the kids got physical. I can't imagine what it was like off camera. But then the other aspect of all of it that I keep thinking is, if their whole relationship existed on camera and they don't even know each other, what kind of family even was this? No wonder it felt like they didn't know each other while they were filming. They didn't. they were strangers. Maybe the OG3's kids weren't strangers, but Robyn's family and the rest of them, they were all strangers. And Mykelti just proved that with this Patreon. So Mykelti did not tell Robyn that everyone hates her. Who is Robyn covering for or lying? Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Bye, guys.